Open your Instagram and search trader. What do you see? Lamborghinis, screenshots, I made 10K before breakfast, guys on yachts telling you that trading is actually simple if you just buy their course. And then you go back to your account, your screen, your own lived experience, and it's completely different from what you see online. And I'm here to tell you that it's different because they're lying to you about what trading actually is. Trading is one of the hardest things a human being can do. Not because the charts are complicated, not because the skill is so hard to learn. It's hard because of what it does to you on the inside. It will find every fear you have, every ego that you carry, every belief that you have about yourself and about money, and it will put it under a microscope every single session. I've been trading futures and options for years now, and I could tell you one thing. The struggles don't just go away when you get better at this skill. What happens is you just start struggling at a completely different level. The moment you feel like you have this whole thing figured out, the market actually just shows you a completely different version of yourself that you had no idea even existed. And that used to terrify me. But now I understand that it's the most honest relationship I've ever had with anything. So here's something that nobody in the trading world actually talks about. That moment when you've taken a loss and instead of stepping away, you go back in and you try to make it back like right now. That is actually not a character flaw. That's your brain doing exactly what it's supposed to do. There's a part of the brain that's called the amygdala. Think of it as your internal alarm system. When you lose money, it's not registering it as a bad trade. It's actually registering it as a threat, like an actual threat. Same wiring that kept our ancestors alive. And the moment that that alarm goes off, the rational part of your brain, the one that remembers your rules, your risk parameters, your plan, that completely goes out the window. It's gone. And it's not because you're weak. It's because you're human. The traders that last, the ones that actually make it through, they're not the ones that actually feel nothing. They're the ones that are able to recognize this alarm and learn to trade from it. So hear me out. I want to offer you a different way of looking at this. What if trading wasn't really about the money? I mean, yes, I understand we're all in it to make some money. I get that part. But what if the money was a feedback mechanism? The scoreboard for something much, much deeper. Because here's what trading actually is underneath all of it. It's a journey of self-realization. Every time you break your rules, you learn something about your fear. Every time you cut a winner too early, you learn about your relationship with uncertainty. And every time you hold a loser too long, you understand that your ego is the one actually running this entire show. The market is the most brutally honest mirror you'll ever stand in front of. It doesn't care about your story. It doesn't care about your past. It just reflects back who you are in this moment and who you are still becoming. But to be honest, I think that's where the beauty of trading is. You're constantly working on yourself. You're constantly fine-tuning, constantly learning about who you are, how you react, and what you're made of. It's you against you. That's it. The market is just the arena. And as long as you don't give up on yourself, as long as you stay in it, you have no reason to fail. You got this. Now, I meditate, I do breath work and yoga. I lead what most would consider to be a very quiet and calm life. And you're probably thinking, what does this have to do with trading? But here's what I know after years of doing this. The quality of your decisions in the market is directly connected to your nervous system way before you open those charts. There's research on this. When your body is in what's called a stress response, basically when you're running hot, anxious, or reactive, your brain physically cannot access its full decision-making capacity. But when you're calm, genuinely physiologically calm, you think differently. You see more, you wait better, you act from intention instead of reaction. That's not spiritual, that's not woo-woo, that's actual biology. And it's something that you can train. That edge that you're trying to look for, it may not be in the charts. It's inside of you. So that's what this channel is all about. Just honest conversations about what's happening inside the trader. The psychology, the mindset, the neuroscience, the patterns that we fall into, and how to slowly and patiently work our way out of them. If you've ever felt like trading was exposing something in you that had nothing to do with the market, you're in the right place. If you're tired of seeing content that makes this look so easy, you're in the right place. And if you believe, like I do, that the work that you do as a trader also makes you better at everything else as well, I think we're gonna get along pretty fine. See you in the next one.